People say they see ghosts all year round.
This evening, News Channel 3's Jamie Tucker takes you inside some of the haunted places in the South for ghost stories.
When a New Jersey family moved into a new home, they began receiving disturbing letters from someone who called themselves the Watcher.
A rocket launch site at Granuloma may have hit a dead end.
Now, we caught up with a community group today that has been against the site since it was first proposed to find out what happens next.
Ever wondered why some grand estates remain empty? From haunted past to expensive renovation costs, these homes have fascinating stories that keep buyers thinking. Join us as we explore the eerie, the extravagant, and the unexpectedly unsellable in the world of luxury real estate. Join us as we discover the secrets behind 20 magnificent mansions that remain unsold. Number 20, the New Jersey Watcher Home. The New Jersey Watcher Home gained popularity because of threatening letters received by the owners, Derek and Maria Broadus, claiming to be from a stalker watching the property. These letters, which began shortly after the house was purchased in 2014 for nearly $1.4 million, contained unsettling messages referring to the new owner's children as young blood and suggested a surveillance of the property. Understandably, this caused a significant problem and led to the family vacating the house shortly after moving in. Despite efforts to sell the property, future buyers have been unsure by the infamous character and safety concerns associated with the stalker's threats. Watcher House has 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a home theater, and a gym. The homeowners also have 1.25 acres of land, which came with the Dutch colonial home. The Watcher House eventually sold in 2019, and ever since then, no other sale was made and has a current value of $1.5 million. It is also believed the family who owns the house now have never received any letters from the Watcher. The stalker was also never caught. That is the first and last reason to not move in. Number 19, Priestley House, Canton. The Priestley House in Canton, Ohio is known locally for its character as a haunted house. Stories of paranormal activity and ghostly sightings have circulated for decades, making it a topic of interest among enthusiasts who love horror. This character, while intriguing to some, has proven to be a great barrier to future buyers looking for a peaceful and secure home. This 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom house was built in 1852 by Dr. James Priestley. Priestley and his wife Susan died in the home, and in 2002, the owner claimed something in the home was haunting his family. Reported paranormal activities include the appearance of a ghostly woman, a piano playing on its own, candles falling out of their holders, and hot spots in the room where Mrs. Priestley died. Would you buy a real haunted house? Number 18, Ann Starrett Mansion, Port Townsend, Washington. The Ann Starrett Mansion, located in Port Townsend, Washington, is a grand Victorian-era home with a captivating history and architectural charm. However, its shine is overshadowed by rumors and local legends of haunting. Stories of ghosts and mysterious sounds have surrounded the mansion for years, adding to its character as one of the most haunted houses in Washington state. The mansion at 744 Clay Street was built for $6,000 by George Starrett as a wedding gift for his wife, Anne Van Bokkelen. The Port Townsend landmark is renowned for its architecture, frescoed ceilings, and a mysterious 3-tiered, free-floating staircase, which leads to a rare solar calendar that's illuminated by the sun 4 times a year. Guests have encountered spirits such as a female with red hair, though to be Anne, and a male figure thought to be George. It was sold to Christian Andrews and his wife Seema for $775,000 in 2017. The ghosts sure do have a good taste in architecture. Number 17, Peter Grant Mansion. The Peter Grant Mansion, once a symbol of success and wealth, has fallen into ruins and vacancy due to a combination of business failure and financial mismanagement. Named after its original owner, an entrepreneur and philanthropist, the mansion was intended to showcase luxury and grandness. However, following economic downturns and misfortunes in the business ventures of Peter Grant, the mansion's maintenance became impossible. Peter Grant, the multi-millionaire owner of Grant Forest Products Corporation, began work on his dream home way back in 2005. He had made his fortune in wood after setting up his company in 1980. It soon became North America's 3rd largest supplier of oriented strand boards. Grant bought a 43-acre plot of land on the picturesque shores of Lake Temiskaming in northern Ontario for $88,000 and made plans to build a huge custom mansion. However, even as Peter Grant's dream mansion neared completion, construction halted in 2008. The global economic recession had financially crippled him, and in 2009, after filing for court protection from creditors, with roughly $49 million of debt, all of the company's assets, including the mansion, were put up for sale. It was listed for $25 million in 2010. $25 million? For a plot that's not even completely ready? Easy pass. Number 16, Granite Loma.
Built between 1919 and 1923, Granite Loma is said to be the largest log cabin in the world.
Granite Loma, located on the shores of Lake Superior in Michigan, is a huge estate known for its greatness and historical significance. Built in the early 20th century by Louis G. Kaufman, a wealthy businessman, the mansion is all about luxurious amenities and impressive craftsmanship. However, despite its aesthetic, Granite Loma has struggled to find buyers willing to take on its considerable maintenance costs and unique features. One of the main reasons for Granite Loma's vacancy is its massive maintenance expenses. The mansion spans over 26,000 square feet and includes numerous outbuildings and amenities such as a boathouse and caretaker's quarters, all requiring regular maintenance and renovation. Additionally, the estate's taxidermy collection has become a controversial feature that limits its marketability to an audience. Tom Baldwin, 61, a Chicago bond trader who has owned the house for nearly 30 years. Baldwin spent decades of long weekends, holidays, and vacations at Granite Loma with family and friends. He currently lives there full-time, but now he is ready to sell it to the right buyer. Originally listed for $40 million, the price for Granite Loma has been cut in half, down to $19.5 million. The house originally was being sold with all 5,100 acres of timberland along the lake. Now, just 415 acres come with the house, including a mile of shoreline. What a gorgeous estate. Number 15, Aubrey Lewis House. A historic Montclair mansion well known by locals as the Aubrey Lewis House was demolished after various efforts were made to preserve it, including the radical approach of listing the home for sale for an asking price of just $10. The catch? Whoever purchased the home would need to lift it completely from the property and relocate it, paying additional costs for the move itself. The historic home belonged to husband and wife Aubrey and Ann Lewis, who raised their 5 children there. Aubrey Lewis was one of Montclair's most esteemed residents, known for his athletic, all-American status, time served in the Federal Bureau of Investigation, senior executive status at a Fortune 100 company, and overall involvement in community affairs, among other accolades. After Aubrey Lewis died in 2001, his wife oversaw decisions made regarding the fate of the home. The decision to list the property for $10 came about in 2017 after the Montclair Township Planning Board approved a subdivision of the land that the home was on. It has since then been demolished. Would have been a great $10 spent. Number 14, Chris Mark Castle. The Chris Mark Castle, a majestic estate made up of European architecture, remains unoccupied because of its jaw-dropping price tag. Located in a desirable area with panoramic views and luxurious facilities, the castle-like mansion was originally designed to be a statement of wealth and prestige. The castle has 9 bedrooms, 7 full bathrooms, and 12 fireplaces. The entire lot spans over 400 acres and includes a 30-acre pond. However, the small market for castles and the challenges of financing such a large-scale estate have limited successful transactions. It was originally put for $60 million, but has since then been $26 million. Would you buy this and live your fairy tale life? Number 13, Updown Court. Updown Court, a mansion located in Surrey, England, has remained unoccupied because of its price tag and limited market appeal. Built with luxury in mind, the mansion features huge grounds, numerous bedrooms, and lavish amenities such as a bowling alley and indoor pool. Despite its impressive features and prime location, Updown Court has struggled to attract buyers willing to meet its hefty listing price. The mansion's initial construction costs and ongoing maintenance requirements have contributed to its high asking price. It has 50-seat cinema, a bowling alley, a squat court, panic room, 3,000 bottles of wine in the wine cell, 24 in suite rooms, and 5 pools, but because of no buyer, the maintenance cost goes high. In October 2011, it was sold for $35 million. That is heavy for the pocket. Number 12, Old Lou Family Mansion. The Old Lou Family Mansion, situated in a secluded area with a rich historical background, remains vacant because of its continuous rumors and local stories of paranormal activity. Stories of ghostly sightings and eerie sounds have surrounded the mansion for decades, making it a subject of interest for paranormal lovers and a red flag for future buyers. Rumor has it that the family's maid was having an affair with her employer, Liu Rongyu, and when the secret became public, she died after jumping down a well. Another popular narrative involves the Imperial Japanese Army. The story goes that some Japanese soldiers were billeted at the mansion during the Second World War. One misty moonlit night, a solitary soldier on guard saw a moving figure near the perimeter of the grounds and opened fire. Naturally, this woke the rest of the troops and they also started shooting into the night. By the time morning arrived, all the soldiers were dead, having inexplicably massacred each other. Efforts to sell the mansion have not been easy because of its supernatural character, which continues to influence the public and limit its marketability. Local legends and stories passed down through generations highlighted its haunted status, stopping serious buyers seeking a peaceful and secure home environment. Ghosts can be friendly too, right? Number 11, the Victorian Folly. The Victorian Folly, a unique architectural landmark known for its towering structure and intricate design, remains unoccupied because of its impracticality and challenging accessibility. Situated in a scenic location, the Folly offers panoramic views but requires climbing over 300 steps to reach its peak, making it inaccessible for many future buyers, especially those with mobility issues or practical concerns. Known as Peterson's Folly, it was built in the 1800s by Andrew Thomas Turton Peterson, which took 45 people to build it between 1879 and 1885. Currently, it's on the market for 2.5 million Great British pounds and is ready with 4 bedrooms, a swimming pool, and a tennis court over 14 floors. The huge amount for maintenance and renovation costs associated with preserving such a structure turns away possible future buyers. Would you buy this Folly to live out your Rapunzel fantasies? Number 10, Linwood Hall.
Well, after sitting vacant for decades, an Elkins Park mansion from the Gilded Age is undergoing a long-awaited restoration.
This story is just so incredible because for years, so many people have wanted to get a peek inside of the incredible estate, and this morning, we are giving you unprecedented.
Linwood Hall, often dubbed as the biggest haunted home in the world, remains vacant due to its character for paranormal activity. Located in a remote area with a history steeped in mystery and tragedy, the mansion has become a magnet for ghost hunters and thrill seekers drawn to it by its eerie tales and reported supernatural occurrences. It initially cost $8 million at the time of it being built, which is estimated to be over $256 million today. Despite its greatness and architectural significance, Linwood Hall has struggled to attract buyers willing to overlook its haunted character. Stories of ghosts and tragic events associated with the mansion have given its character as a place best avoided by those seeking a peaceful and secure home environment. The property has 55 bedrooms and 20 bathrooms, as well as an indoor pool. It is also home to a great hall, an art gallery, and a ballroom that can fit a whopping 1,000 people. During its glory days, the estate was visited by many celebrities and royalty, including the Crown Prince of Sweden and the Grand Duchess Maria of Russia. The property has been up for sale for several years, going from $20 million to $11 million over that period. On June 27, 2023, the mansion sale was completed for $9 million, and ownership passed to the non-profit Linwood Hall Preservation Foundation. At least it's being preserved. Too gorgeous to let go. Number 9, Holston Party Penthouse. The Holston Party Penthouse, once a center of lavish gatherings and exclusive events, remains unoccupied because of its controversial ownership history and the stigma associated with its previous use. Located in a prestigious urban setting, the penthouse was known for its over-the-top decor and celebrity guest list, but became caught in legal fights and public scrutiny surrounding its former owner. Following the fallout from controversies and legal proceedings, future buyers have been reluctant to associate themselves with the penthouse's controversial past. The negative publicity and ongoing character damage have overshadowed its luxurious features and prime location, discouraging serious inquiries and offers from prospective buyers. The former New York City home of the late fashion designer Holston, famed for hosting raucous parties in the 1970s, has sold for $18 million. That's less than half what the seller wanted when the mid-century modern townhouse was first listed 8 years ago for $38 million. It has since changed brokerages and was last asking $24 million. Would you have bought this property? Number 8. The Bubble Palace. The Bubble Palace, a unique architectural marvel located on the French Riviera, remains unoccupied because of restrictions placed on alterations and renovations by local regulations. Designed by Hungarian architect Antti Lovag in the 1970s, the Bubble Palace is known for its futuristic, bubble-shaped design and organic forms that blend into the natural landscape. Regardless of its avant-garde design and scenic location overlooking the Mediterranean Sea, future buyers have turned away from the limitations made on making structural changes or modernizing the interior to suit contemporary tastes and lifestyles. The unconventional layout and specialized construction methods also present challenges for those considering the property for residential purposes. Just 3 years after its completion, the property was acquired by the late Pierre Cardin, who often rented it out for parties and events. Cardin's goal in acquiring the villa was to create his own piece of paradise where he could exhibit the works of contemporary designers and artists. Indeed, the architectural beauty of Le Palais Boulle, which so enchanted Pierre Cardin, formed the backdrop of numerous fashion photographs. It even played host to more than one Cannes Film Festival after party. Before his passing, the late fashion designer's Bubble Palace was put up for sale by Christie's International Real Estate in 2015, but has yet to be sold. While the real estate company says that the price is only available upon inquiry, the value of Le Palais Boulle is estimated to be in the range of $335 million, making it one of the world's most expensive homes. Following Cardin's passing, the world's eyes are currently fixed upon this eccentric piece of property, awaiting news on its next owner. An odd architectural choice, but stunning nevertheless. Number 7. S.K. Pierce Mansion.
This actually is something to the house. Edwin, one time, I'll tell you the story upstairs, he actually woke up and he heard a woman crying in their bedroom. So he turned over and he noticed that she was levitating on the floor, like right above us in the master bedroom.
The S.K. Pierce Mansion, located in Gardner, Massachusetts, remains unoccupied because of its character for paranormal activity and local legends of haunting. Built in the 19th century by prominent businessman Sylvester Knowlton Pierce, the mansion has created a character as one of the most haunted houses in New England, attracting ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts from around the world. Decked out with state-of-the-art features including gas lighting in every room, a massive Winthrop furnace, and running water throughout, it was a marvel for its time. Pierce spared no expense when building the 3-story home, but sadly, he barely had time to enjoy the fruits of his labor before tragedy struck. Just 2 weeks after moving in, Pierce's wife, Susan, died from a flesh-eating bacterial infection. Unfortunately, she would not be the last Pierce family member to die in the house. After S.K. Pierce died at home in 1888, the house was willed to his second wife, Ellen Pierce, who also eventually died there. The mansion was then left to S.K.'s 3 sons, who spent years fighting over ownership of the family home and furniture business until the 2 eldest sons finally moved away. In 2015, the Dark Carnival acquired this property with the intent on fully revitalizing this once great Victorian and restoring it to the beautiful centerpiece of the neighborhood that it once was. Once the renovations are complete, the Dark Carnival will open the mansion to the public for overnight rentals for the brave souls and for historical ghost tours where guests can learn about both the positive and negative history of this home. Would you be one of those brave souls? Number 6. $0 Home in Jordan, Minnesota. The $0 Home in Jordan, Minnesota is a unique real estate offering that has gained attention due to its unusual sales price. Located in Scott County, this 4-bedroom house is available for free, but with a significant catch: it must be relocated from its current site. This requirement comes from plans for land redevelopment, necessitating the house's removal to make way for new construction. The home, built with classic architectural features and ample living space, represents a rare opportunity for those willing to invest in its relocation and renovation. The structure itself is sound, featuring period details that could be preserved or modernized to create a charming residence. However, the cost of moving the house is substantial, estimated to be around $50,000. This includes expenses such as hiring a professional moving company, obtaining necessary permits, and preparing a new foundation at the relocation site. Despite the seemingly attractive offer of a free home, potential buyers are driven away by these significant additional costs. Additionally, potential homeowners must also consider the cost of connecting utilities, making any necessary repairs or upgrades post-move, and complying with local building codes and zoning regulations at the new location. While the idea of acquiring a house for free is enticing, the financial and practical realities make it a less attractive proposition for most buyers. As a result, the house continues to stand vacant, waiting for a buyer with the resources and commitment to undertake its relocation and restoration. Modern day clickbait, am I right? Number 5. Villa Maggio. Villa Maggio, located in a remote area of California's Coachella Valley, remains unoccupied because of its isolated location and limited accessibility. Built in the 1970s as a retreat for legendary entertainer Frank Sinatra for a dozen years, the estate offers panoramic views of the desert landscape and includes multiple residences and amenities. Located and designed with privacy and entertainment in mind, the 8-bedroom free-building property is set at an elevation of 4,300 feet on a granite plateau in the mountains above Palm Desert. This makes sure that it is at least 20 degrees cooler than the desert floor below throughout the year. Despite its historical significance and association with a cultural icon, Villa Maggio has struggled to attract buyers willing to embrace its secluded setting. The remote location poses daily challenges for future residents, including limited infrastructure, accessibility issues, and distance from urban amenities and services. Would you buy this extremely cool Sinatra place? Number 4. Charming Forge Mansion. Charming Forge Mansion, located in Berks County, Pennsylvania, remains unoccupied again because of its character for paranormal activity and local legends of haunting. Built in the 18th century by ironmaster Henry William Steagle, the mansion is steeped in history and architectural charm, but has become notorious for ghostly sightings, eerie sounds, and unexplained phenomena. Despite its historical significance and future as a cultural landmark, Charming Forge Mansion has struggled to attract long-term residents or buyers willing to overlook its haunted character. The prevalence of ghost stories and paranormal investigations in the area has perpetuated its status as a place of supernatural intrigue rather than a desirable residential property. Thrill seekers with a love for old homes can now live in the residence of a historical master craftsman and perhaps meet a few ghosts. The Charming Forge Mansion in Womelsdorf, Pennsylvania is available for $825,000. The Georgian mansion has 7 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 7 working fireplaces, and original colonial-era woodwork. William Henry Steagle moved into the home in 1763 and renamed it Charming Forge. Steagle's nephew added the larger section of the home between 1780 and 1784 after Steagle went bankrupt and was forced to sell the home at auction. The paranormal tales include a woman crying in the halls, awaiting her lover who fell from his horse approaching the house, sightings of her deceased paramour in the yard, and sounds of the German prisoners of war during the American Revolution. Steagle himself is believed to have died in the house under his nephew's care, and some claim to have heard him stomping around. The current homeowner, who's lived there for 15 years, hasn't had any paranormal experiences, but some guests have sensed the presence of outside visitors. Would you visit this estate? Number 3. Pillars Estate. Pillars Estate, located in Albion, New York, remains unoccupied due to its character for paranormal activity and local legends of haunting. Built in the early 20th century by a wealthy industrialist, the mansion features grand architecture and extensive grounds, but has become notorious for ghostly sightings, mysterious noises, and unsettling experiences reported by visitors and former residents alike. Constructed in the 1880s, the Pillars Estate is the embodiment of Greek Revival style. From the lions greeting you to the eerie voices inside, this mansion offers it all: post-Civil War architectural details, modern renovations, and the perfect setting for a ghost story. Yes, that's right. The estate, which is listed at $1 million, also comes with some permanent guests, as in ghosts. And there is one in particular who never seems to leave. She wanders halls, she lies on beds, she lives there. She wears a white dress, she goes up and down the stairs, she even plays piano. You can listen. Her name is Patricia Carr. Mrs. Carr lived in the house starting in the 1940s with her husband, Mr. Carr, and died in it. And rumors say that her husband murdered her. Amazing. It was on the market for just $450,000 and was sold in 2020. Interesting choice for a home. Number 2. Carlton Island Villa. Carlton Island Villa, a historic mansion located on Carlton Island in the Thousand Islands region of New York, remains unoccupied despite its rich history and unique architectural features. Built in 1894 by William O. Wyckoff, a successful businessman who helped popularize the Remington typewriter, the villa was designed by renowned architect William Henry Miller. The mansion features grand Victorian architecture with extensive verandas, turrets, and a commanding view of the St. Lawrence River. The villa's history is as intriguing as its design. Unfortunately, Wyckoff died of a heart attack the day after moving in, which cast a shadow over the property. Over the years, the mansion changed hands several times but was eventually abandoned and fell apart. Carlton Island Villa remains unsold due to several factors. The current market price has fluctuated, with recent listings around $495,000. While this may seem reasonable for such a large property, the cost of necessary repairs and renovations is prohibitive. Expensive enough, yet the maintenance is high too. I'm out. Number 1. Schwepp Mansion. Schwepp Mansion, located in a quiet neighborhood, remains unoccupied due to its character for paranormal activity and local legends of haunting. Built in the late 19th century by a wealthy industrialist, the mansion features Victorian-era architecture and sprawling grounds, but has become notorious for ghostly sightings, eerie sounds, and unexplained phenomena. The sprawling 27-room mansion was built in 1917 by former Marshall Field and Company chairman John G. Shedd for his daughter Laura and son-in-law Charles Hodgson Schwepper. Designed by Frederick Wainwright Perkins, the stately home sits on 5 lakeside acres and can only be described as one of the greatest homes ever built in the Chicagoland area. Back in the early 40s, Charles Schwepper was found dead in the home, leaving behind a note that read, "I've been awake all night, it's terrible." The home was then left vacant for over 40 years until it was purchased and restored in 1987. Schwepper Mansion was listed again in 2007 for $18 million and sat on the market until it finally sold in 2020 for $8.5 million. Sure, it is beautiful and all, but $8.5 million beautiful? These unsold mansions hold unique stories, from ghostly legends to massive renovation costs. Despite their luxury and potential, they remain vacant, waiting for buyers with the vision and means to restore them. Would you buy any of these mansions?